Wow! I just got my first email with a story from one of my viewers, and I am so pleased with it. Thank you very much, Keith. He says it started out really rough. It did not end well, but it got better and better. I will read it word for word, and I hope you enjoy it and can relive it as much as possible. Let's get into it. Hi, Deaf Man Walking. My wife and I have just returned from an amazing 2 weeks in Thailand. To be totally honest, it didn't start well at all, but we finished on an absolute high note. We've watched your videos for a couple of months now, and I was really interested in going somewhere different. We usually went to Spain, Turkey, Egypt, around the Mediterranean, but to be honest, we were pretty sick of it. Same old thing, and last year's hotel or resort, whatever you want to call it, was a nightmare. The food was crap, the entertainment was awful, and my wife didn't want to leave the hotel at night because it wasn't the best area either. When I suggested Thailand, she said, "No way. It's full of ladyboys and sex bars." So she took a bit of convincing. I showed her your channel and another that focused on the culture and safety aspect of Thailand. Now we usually go inclusive, as we both thought this is the easiest way to enjoy a holiday. But we were so badly mistaken. It is easier to order a table in Thailand than it is to book a table in the supposedly a la carte restaurants on an all exclusive European resort. Plus, the servings were so small we had to go to the same old boring buffet again afterwards. So the seed was planted, and I took my wife to an excellent Thai restaurant in London where we live. I spoke to the manager, and he arranged many taster dishes for us to try. Oh my God, my wife was in heaven. We explained a little spicy, and all the tasty dishes were perfect. The Thai manager explained that as dishes in Thailand are usually cooked to order, you just ask for no spicy, medium spicy, or very spicy. This allayed my wife's fears of number one, not liking the food because it was too spicy, and number two, food poisoning where it was sat out all day. The restaurant manager pretty much convinced her to go and said to come back and let him know how we got on. So we booked return flights with a stopover as the wife gets very fidgety and grumpy if she is without her nicotine fix for too long. We stopped in Doha and found the smoking area rather sharpish and then boarded our second flight. So it's two 6 hour flights on really good planes. I'm a bit of an airplane spotter, and it's my first trip on an A380 800. Anyway, back to Thailand. So we arrived in Bangkok, and as we had the Wi Fi box, we only needed one SIM card, which we bought while waiting for the baggage claim. It really is as easy as you said it was. Our pre booked taxi was waiting for us and swiftly took us to our hotel, which, to be fair, was only 20 minutes away. Treated like royalty, and check in was super quick. Unlike the normal 30 or 40 people getting off the same coach and trying to book in at the same time, as we arrived at 11, we assumed we would need to wait for 3 hours for the 2 p.m. check in and had packed our swimming stuff for the pool. But this was not the case. Straight in, no dramas, the room was fantastic, and at only £50 a night for a 5-star hotel, we were both thoroughly impressed. We had downloaded the Grab Taxi app, as your video suggested, and practiced in different places. 300 baht here, 500 baht there. This is crazy, we thought. 300 baht for the whole ride? It costs that to even get in a taxi back home. So we decided to just explore around the hotel area that evening and go further the next day. But then we thought we would try the Rublong Runway restaurant that your channel highlighted, as it was only 300 baht taxi fare. Oh my God, when we got there, it is like a massive open air restaurant with the bands set back off the road, band playing, football on TV, and they were very welcoming. We were the only foreigners in the place, and it is so true when you say, eat where the locals eat, for value and quality. We tried so many dishes and drank numerous bottles of beer, and the wife had 2 bottles of wine. Total bill 1,300 baht, including a tip. This is about £30 for an absolute banquet. We was there 4 hours. Next day, we just mooched around the pool in the morning and then went to the Grand Palace in the afternoon, rounding off with a sunset cruise on the river. After this, we went to Soy Cowboy to sample the nightlife. Big mistake. We went into a bar and I must admit it was an experience. My wife immediately went into jealous mode. Put your eyes back in your head. You're drooling. I knew it'd be like this, she moaned, and the sulk set in. Well, we left shortly afterwards. My wife had the right ump. This carried on in the morning. We ate in silence, and then around the pool we met a fella with his Thai wife. Long story short, I explained my wife had the hump and why. The man's wife, whose name was Knock, then went straight to my wife, and 15 minutes later the wife was back to her usual self. What did Knock say to you? I asked in amazement. Women's talk was all she said. Well, the next day we were flying to Krabi, so my wife invited Marcus and Knock to come show us around Bangkok. Nana Plaza. Bad idea, I thought. Full of girly bars, dancing girls, and go-go bars. I braced myself for a tantrum. As soon as we left the taxi, my wife held my hand tightly, and we marched towards the lights and the noise. We had a fantastic evening, and my wife even commented on the beauty of the girls. It's a trap. It's a trap, I kept thinking. When we eventually got back to the hotel, I asked again, how come the wife was so different tonight? What had Knock said to her? Well, Knock had explained that if I held your hand as we walked, then all the girls know it is a waste of time giving you a second look, as they are looking for single men to earn a living. If you're married with a ring on your finger, then it is considered a sin in Thailand to commit adultery. So Knock explained I had nothing to worry about. I trust you, babe, my wife said. My heart relaxed. Plus, the bar we went to was full of lady boys, she squealed in laughter. You're effing joking, I said. No, she said, packing the case for Krabi. We slept well that night. Up early next morning, we arrived at a different airport in Bangkok for the flight to Krabi. 50 quid return. Our pre-booked taxi picked us up at Krabi Airport, and half an hour later, we were at the pier for our speedboat trip to Phi Phi Island. The sea was so calm, the trip was amazing with the wind from the boat keeping us cool. Well, Phi Phi Island loomed in the distance, and as we rounded the island heading towards the pier, our mouths dropped with its beauty. On arrival at the pier, it was like organised chaos. Very crowded, but looking back on it, it is very well organised chaos. We remembered your video of the Barrow Boys holding hotel names and found him pretty quickly considering. Can we stop for a drink first? My wife asked, as she left her complimentary bottle of water on the speedboat. Yes, of course, said the Barrow Boy, and took us to a 7-Eleven, which was 30 seconds away. He was grateful for the water and slice of melon that we offered him. I hope this hotel the deaf bloke recommended is all he said it was, I was thinking. We arrived and my wife immediately said, "Look at that amazing pool." There's one on the roof of that big building too, I said, but she doubted me. We checked in quick as a flash and enjoyed the coolness of the pool. We even found a roof pool via the back stairs of the main square building where we were staying. It is as clean and comfortable as you described in your video. Well, the next few days, we went on a private longboat trip to Maya Bay, saw sharks, fed monkeys, snorkeled with more fish than I could believe. We went to the viewpoint, which is a fantastic afternoon, amazing sunset, and even watched my team at Dojo Bar on the beachfront. He very kindly reserved us a table in front of one of three big screens showing different matches. We went to Hippie's Bar for breakfast every day as it was part of the hotel and made it our first stop every evening before going out to eat at one of the beachside restaurants. For a romantic sea view meal in our normal all-inclusive resorts, we paid £90 last year. Extras, my wife said. Here, we've only just paid £22 and we can do it every night. We even ventured to the other side of the island, which is only a 10-minute walk. We found it by accident and thought the noise must be a street full of bar girls. But it was a nightly fire show and crazy party atmosphere along the whole beach. We sat on the beach by Freedom Bar on plastic chairs with the waves gently lapping at our feet and had a fantastic time. My wife even had to go at the fire skipping rope and fell over, tore her dress. I thought, oh shit, she will have a right hump now. But Thailand has done something to her. She giggled like a teenager, stripped down to her bikini, and went straight back barefoot. Amazing! And the next day we bought three fantastic dresses for under 1,000 baht. That's £25 for three dresses. So our time was over and we cheerfully departed the paradise of Phi Phi Island and flew back to Bangkok, where we had 3 more nights to enjoy. In those 3 nights, we went to the bar scene nightly and even a go-go bar. You know what my wife said? My first impression from afar of Thailand is sleazy bars with dodgy ladyboys and cheap women. But it is in fact a beautiful country with absolutely stunning scenery and the most polite and respectful people I have ever met. It is a perfect holiday destination for us as a married couple. I totally agree. Well, we finished the last few days of our adventure by eating 300 metres high in the Boyuk Sky Hotel restaurant, which was as much as you can eat and about £20 each. And on our final night, we returned to the Rublong Runway restaurant in Bangkok for our goodbye to Thailand meal. And it was, by coincidence, I promised my wife, happened to be showing my team on the Saturday 12:30 kickoff, which is 7:30 Thai time. So, Mr. Deaf Man Walking, I have written this email for you to say thank you for some great tips and advice about SIM cards, taxis, etc., etc., but especially PP Andaman Legacy on PP Island, the Barrow Boys, and how to get to your hotel. These tips and knowledge absolutely made our holiday much more enjoyable and easy to get through. If you had not highlighted the Rublong Runway restaurant, a very special space in one of your videos, we would never have found it or knew it existed. Absolute gem. Keep up the good work. While I'm writing this, my wife is actually on the phone to her brother and 2 sisters, almost demanding that they abandon their usual holiday plans and come to Thailand. This is how impressed she was. from zero to hero. Thanks again. All the best, Keith and Sandra, London. So, my new friends, Keith and Sandra, thank you so much for sharing your experience in Thailand, and I hope you return with your family in the near future and have an even better time. If anyone else has an experience they would like to share, then do write in and I will share it with others. Any tips, good or bad, experiences will help others or at least make them aware of any pitfalls. If you did or did not enjoy Keith and Sandra's story, then let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already subscribed, then please take a moment to do so now. It's free to do and really helps the channel. Until the next time, be safe, be respectful, be kind. Au revoir.